How's everybody doing today?
Great.
I'm Quincy Harris, media personality, son of Philadelphia, from Germantown, graduated from Temple University. I'm nervous and I'm excited because this opportunity that we have is once in a lifetime. My dad, he's about to be, I shouldn't tell his age, but he's about to be 74 next month, and I talked to him about it. He worked for the city of Philadelphia. He fixed traffic lights. He was an electrical engineer for 35 years. And I was talking to him about this opportunity. I said, Dad, have you ever seen any opportunity like this for African Americans in this city since you've been here? And he was like, I can't really think of anything as monumental and historic as what's happening and what will be announced today for African Americans in this city. So I'm excited. Are you excited? Clap your hands. Come on, clap. Like, this is good. This is big. As I was driving my sons to school today, one's 11, one's 9, I'm just talking to them about the opportunity. And for them, because the work is being done, this is normal. This will be a normal life. Once this stadium is open in 2031, they'll be in their early adulthood and be able to be a part of what's happening in this great city of Philadelphia. So from the Philadelphia 76ers, we're going to bring him up right now. He's Chief Diversity and Impact Officer. Let's give it up for David Gould, guys.
How's everybody doing today? I just want to start by thanking everybody for being here, but especially everybody who's standing up here. Today's about making sure that when we have big projects like this, we do them right. We live in a majority-minority city. And too often, people who look like everybody who's standing up here are not in a position to benefit from large-scale development for a variety of reasons. Goals are often made, promises are often made, few of them are kept. And I think part of the reason for that is, for too long we have lacked the intentionality, we have lacked the willingness to invest resources, and we have lacked the thoughtfulness to be proactive about how you do this right and how do you make sure that businesses and individuals and communities that normally are not at the table and not in a position to benefit are. And so I'm grateful because what we're announcing today is through a partnership from everybody up here, making sure that this is a project that's done right, and everybody that's up here is also going to hold us accountable to make sure that we follow through on our commitments. So what we are announcing today are really a few things. One is to make sure that Black Philadelphia, Black businesses, and Black residents benefit from the economic opportunity created from a $1.3 billion private investment to build a new arena at Market East at the Gallery. To do that, you have to be very intentional. You have to invest ahead of time. And there's a few things that we've been putting into place to make sure that happens. First, on the construction side, oftentimes we have these projects and you hear developers and contractors say, well, I can't find a contractor, I can't find a Black contractor, I can't find an MBE contractor who can perform on the project because they don't have access to capital. They don't have the experience. They don't have the insurance. They don't have the bonding. Well, one thing that we have been working on as the Sixers in partnership with a number of other developers, labor leaders, contractors is starting a new organization called Everybody Builds. We're a founding board member, a founding funder, and this is an effort that, again, has been in the works for over a year now to start investing in businesses and workers today and getting them work on large-scale development projects so that they have the ability to perform on projects into the future and so they can grow their business. So what I want is by the time this project breaks ground in 2028, we have more Black contractors that are able to perform in these projects. We have more Black contractors that have access to capital. We have more Black contractors who have the insurance and bonding needed to work on these projects. So we eliminate the excuses for why they normally cannot participate. Secondly, when we open this arena in 2031, we will also know every job that's needed to run this business, to run this building. We'll know every contractor that's needed. We'll know every concessionaire that's needed. And so another thing that we'll be doing, partnering with the African American Chamber, is making sure that we're preparing businesses ahead of time to perform at this site. And when contract opportunities become available, they're in a position to take advantage of it. So we'll be partnering with the Chamber to create a $2 million fund that will be focused specifically on preparing Black-owned businesses to operate and take advantage of the opportunities within the arena. And lastly, and I think it's fitting that we are in this establishment here today as one of really the preeminent and foundational Black-owned restaurants in the city that has a lot of history and a lot of cachet behind it. But one thing that's great about our city is our culinary scene. Another thing that's great about our city is the diversity and the vibrancy of the cultures and the different cultures that make up our city. And we want to make sure that 76th Place reflects that culture, reflects that vibrancy, reflects that diversity. And so we're making a goal that when it comes to the food and beverage offerings and the concessionaires at 76th Place, the businesses that make up that operation will reflect the diversity of our city, including 40% of them being Black-owned businesses. And so it's really a privilege and honor. Quincy went through his Philadelphia credentials, so I feel like I have to give mine. Also a son of Philadelphia, also grew up in Germantown, and have seen our communities miss out on opportunities like this for too long. So to be able to sit in the seat that I'm at with the Sixers, have a seat at the table to make sure that we're doing things the right way for all of Philadelphia, for the surrounding communities, and also across the city is really a privilege and an honor. And I'm just grateful for the support, the collaboration, the partnership from everybody up here to make sure that we do it the right way. Thank you so much.
Did y'all hear that? That is huge. Coming up from the African American Chamber of Commerce, the president and CEO of the Chamber, PA, New Jersey, and Delaware. Let's get up for Regina Hairston.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for that introduction. David, thank you for the commitment. The AACC supports the development of projects which specifically advance the opportunities for the Black businesses in this community to grow and thrive. Black businesses contributed $206 billion and $3.56 million to the U.S. economy. Our community generates $835 billion in spending in the U.S. economy alone. We are vital to the economy and must always be at the table. As the city, as a community, we must think creatively and intentionally in order to grow our diverse business communities. We must open every door that is in front of us and take full advantage of every opportunity to grow and expand the ecosystem across the region. As president and CEO of the African American Chamber of Commerce, I know that the Black business community in Philadelphia is vibrant, it is ready, and it is excited to play a significant role in this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Regina. Coming up, we have a founder and co-owner of Mosaic Development Partners. Let's give it up for Leslie Smallwood. Yes.
I'm a little short. Good afternoon, and I have my Philly credentials also. Born and bred, East Mount Airy, attended Girls High, took the S bus. Those are my credentials, right? But good afternoon. My name is Leslie Smallwood Lewis. I'm co-founder and COO of Mosaic Development Partners. We're a 15-year-old minority certified real estate development firm who is committed to the advancement and growth of Black and brown and women-owned businesses and the improvement of our city's marginalized Black and brown neighborhoods. We're working with Zion Baptist Church in Tioga to develop the Reverend Sullivan Impact Center. We are working with ICPIC, a Muslim organization in the Belmont section, to develop mixed income housing, a new cultural center. We developed with the Philadelphia Housing Authority and Shift Capital a 200,000 square foot mixed use income project anchored by a Black-owned grocery store and Asian-owned health center. And most recently in 2022, we have had a direct spend of $35 million with MBE-WBE businesses in our initial phase of development at the Navy Yard with our partner Ensemble. Mosaic has worked with the Sixers for 3 years, and their direct investment into our company has enabled us to amplify our message, deepen our commitment to Black and brown community wealth building, and has helped us build a platform of scale, which is unprecedented. I am thrilled to stand here today as a part of the development team for the new Sixers arena. This represents for Mosaic an historic opportunity to work on a single project of this magnitude and continue to be intentional in our efforts to bring meaningful opportunities to communities of color and women-owned businesses in the city of Philadelphia. Let's go Sixers.
Yes. This is the portion of the show where it may get a little lengthy. We have some pastors here. Preaching will happen now. From Mount Carmel Baptist Church, we have Reverend Dr. Donald Moore. Let's give that one.
I promise you I will not preach. It's safe to say that the city of Philadelphia has a rich sports history. In fact, it's almost impossible to even mention the city of Philadelphia without thinking of its sports teams. And it's safe to say that a city with sports team and a passionate fan base is a symbiotic relationship producing electric energy. And the truth is, the collective energy moves beyond a game when you see families creating memories and traditions spanning generations. But the reality and value of any relationship is one of reciprocity, where there is an exchange of mutual benefits centered around accountability and commitment. And today, as the pastor of Mount Carmel Baptist Church in West Philadelphia, where legendary NBA All-Star and 76er Wilt Chamberlain was a member, I stand in full support to support the proposed 76th place, because the project is an example of what accountability and commitment look like when an NBA organization is fully committed to being accountable to the city and its collective residents. To hear, but more importantly, understand and see the commitment by the Sixers to the Black community speaks volumes to their intentionality to ensure everyone is able to participate and benefit from the project. And because of their vision and commitment, I honestly believe without doubt or reservations that the impact of the proposed 76th place transcends basketball and sports. It is more of an economic investment and engine in the city that will create collective opportunities for years to come. It's what I like to call Philly for Philly. Go Sixers.
From Church of Christian Compassion, he's a media personality. I mean, when you walk in the streets with him, like, people mob him. He's a celebrity. He's a rock star. Let's give it for Pastor Lonnie Herndon.
Philadelphia is the birthplace for so many firsts. I'm grateful to be standing here today with leaders from across the city of Philadelphia, faith leaders, to say we're excited about what is to be birthed here in the Center City. As a community leader in the city of Philadelphia, pastoring one of the largest churches in the city of Philadelphia, it is my belief, along with these faith leaders, that this project will serve as an extraordinary catalyst for the economic development of our city. The versatility of a state-of-the-art facility has the potential to not only revitalize the desert that is now the Center City Business District, but it can also bridge the gap between Philadelphia and the surrounding counties. We support the 76ers and 76th place.
Coming back up from the African American Chamber of Commerce, as the chairman of the board, we have Jovan Goldstein. Yes.
Thank you. This is the first time I've seen Q in a suit. So as introduced, my responsibility as chair is to ensure that we meaningfully and strategically participate in all opportunities associated in our city. In my assessment of often and early, many times the Black business community is not often brought to the table and not early enough before the shovel is in the ground. And therefore, I commend David and the 76ers for having the foresight to include us early in this process with a commitment to the Black community. It is my hope that the region can help us achieve the goal and change my assessment of often and early. We at the African American Chamber of Commerce, and I want to go on record, are willing to listen to anyone that shares an exclusive vision of Black business in our region, because that's what I have been elected to do. Thank you.
Coming up from Cultural Changing Christians, let's give it up for Pastor Carl Day.
Happy birthday. Thank you very much. So I was actually going to lead with, you want to know how important this is. This is so important to me that I decided to definitely take the time out on my 38th. I started a lot of y'all until I was 28. But my oldest son is president. He's 19, and y'all would try to figure out how that can happen. But yeah, I turned 28 today, and this is how amazing this opportunity is, and I would like to give glory and thanks to God first and foremost. So I guess I got to give my credentials. I'm born and raised in North Philly, son of Philadelphia, and I will take ownership of being a son of Philadelphia because very much like the young men that I service, that I work hard and labor and toil for, I grew up without my biological father. Parent, I was a teen parent. My mother had me as a teen, and through my 38 years of living inside of this city, I grew up around the same hopelessness and ultimately became a product of my environment. So my mission, my purpose, my call into this life is to literally lay my life down so that the environment can change for the young brothers in this city. And far too often, young black and brown men in this city, specifically black men, because they're the majority that's being slain in this city right now, we're being talked about, talked around, but never talked to. So right now, we keep talking about this table, this proverbial table that we have a seat at, or we hope to have a seat at. Well, years of performative politics, allotted us the opportunity to have a seat at a table that was already prepared for us. This opportunity with 76th Place is now giving us the opportunity to actually build and construct the table ourselves, not just proverbially, but also from a physical standpoint. Shout out to Mosaic. So for me, my mission is to help future-proof black and brown men 18 through 25 years old. My oldest son is 19 years young. He stands here to be able to watch his dad be a part of history and speak on behalf of history, because throughout our existence in this city, we've never had an opportunity to actually be included in the infrastructure, in the building of anything that was important in this city. So for me, while we talk about public safety, coded young black men. Or we talk about crime and punishment, coded young black men. Young brothers, understand that I've been in your shoes. I have every bit of credibility in those streets that you have yet to perform yet. And on this side of things, we are working hard to make sure that now you have opportunity. You are future-proof. You can get jobs, whether it's part-time to even building wealth and getting membership in the building and trades, labor, unions. These are opportunities that you couldn't even imagine or fathom these things when I was growing up. So again, my mission is to help future-proof, but also show these young black men hope, and that these young black men that are in my son's age demographic, in which he's seeing die in these streets right now, y'all, we got to make sure that we support 76th Place, and I believe that the move of this magnitude will also help shift the trajectory of how big corporations that come into this city will do business, because they'll have to do business through and with the black community. So thank you all for this opportunity.
And in closing, I mean, you heard from everyone. This is bigger than basketball for us. This is an opportunity for us to leave and extend our legacy here in this city. We want to thank David Gould. We want to thank, we want to thank the Philadelphia 76ers and just thinking about our community as a whole when they're moving forward about the future of this city. So we'll take pictures. Some people will be available for press, but thank you very much for coming out. We appreciate it.